Right boys and girls, welcome back to the channel. Now remember 2 weeks ago I did a video on showing you how to butcher your own chickens. Okay, if you haven't seen it already, after this video go and watch it because it's going to be very, very useful and it's going to save you money. And one day last week I got some chicken thighs out of the freezer, defrosted them, and I kind of just made up this recipe. And as it turned out, it was bloody delicious. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I haven't got a name for it, so I'm just going to call it Cheap as Chips Chicken. I'll probably change it in the title, whatever. But it's going to be tasty, it's going to be good for you, and also really importantly, it's going to be cheap as chips. It's going to cost like, well, next to nothing. I'll work out some of the costings and I'll put them up on the screen. I'm going to do a swede and carrot mash to go with it. I'm going to have some cabbage. It's just going to be really delicious. Again, I'm going to put swap outs on the screen so you can kind of mix and match, swap out what you have and what you haven't got. But you can turn what ingredients we've got into a wholesome meal for two for like a couple of quid. But before we dive into it, please do the usual thing, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. So first off, get your noggin down here. We're going to marinate this chicken. Right, so I've got my chicken thighs. They're boneless and skinless. Again, watch the video, shows you how to do it. Pop those to one side for a second. Now, don't worry, all of this stuff isn't going in my chicken, but I just wanted to illustrate the different things you can do, the different herbs, different spices, and what you can add to your chicken. There's other stuff as well, but this is just an example of what I've got. I'm using garlic granules as opposed to fresh because they're cheaper. You get a lot more for your money. If you've got fresh garlic, of course, use that. Other herbs that go with chicken are sage, got some oregano. You can use some fennel seeds as well. I'm going to use some bottled lime juice. Again, if you've got fresh lemons, use them up. But again, these are cheaper, they go a lot further. I'm gonna add some mustard powder, you've got some chilies. There's a whole range of different herbs and spices that you can use. Now, some people might disagree with this, but there are some fresh herbs that just don't translate well into dried. Namely parsley, namely thyme, and rosemary. I don't use those dried. They just taste like old grass. So I always buy them fresh. But we're gonna use tarragon, bit of lime juice, we're gonna have some mustard powder, and garlic to mine. But I need to get this all out of the way. Be right back. Well, my chicken thighs, fully defrosted. I've got a little bag here. You could use a Tupperware tub. It's just basically to put the marinade in and kind of shake it about. So it's just an easy, quick method to marinate your chicken. There's 4 thighs there because they're quite small. You know, if you've got larger ones, you could probably get away with 1 each. So in with our chicken, I'm just gonna quickly wash my hands. And first off, I'm just gonna go with a bit of pepper. Much or as little as you like. Generous pinch of salt, in it goes. Next I'm going to add some mustard powder. It's always handy to have this in your cupboards, it's really good stuff. I'm going to go in with about a teaspoon, heaped teaspoon. Next, the garlic granules, probably again another heaped teaspoon. Just depends how much you like garlic really, doesn't it? Then I'm going to add some tarragon. Be quite careful with tarragon because it's a very strong herb. It goes really nice with fish, goes nice with pork, but really nicely with chicken. Probably going to go in with about that much, I'd say half a teaspoon. Get that in there. Next I'm going to go in with some lime juice. Again, you could use lemon juice, it's up to you. I'd say about 2 teaspoons, it's plenty. And then to bind it all together, I'm going to add some oil. Now, if you've got olive oil, use that, use rapeseed oil. I haven't got any, so I'm going to add just a bit of, what is this, vegetable oil. It's really just to kind of bind it together to sort of make the seasoning stick to the chicken really. I'd say about half a tablespoon is plenty. I'm going to touch more. Then I'm just going to keep some air in the bag and seal it up. Then just take both hands and give it a good old shufty round. Now show it some love, give it a sensual massage.
This is how we do this. In one way I'm you.
And there we go. Marinated chicken thighs. And I'm going to stick those to one side. They're ready to go. Leave them for as long as you want. Half an hour, 2 hours, whatever. I'm just going to give them 30 minutes. I think that's going to be enough time. So what I'm going to do now is just clear all this down and I'm going to chop the cabbage. And there you have wonderful, tasty, lovely sliced cabbage. But what I'm going to do now is start boiling the carrots and swede to make the mash. Right, so I've got my drained vegetables. They can go in the water. I'm going to add a generous pinch of salt. In we go. And I'm going to get this on and bring it to the boil. Right, so the veg is boiling away just there. It's going to take about 20 minutes, right? Just until they're soft. A knife goes in nice and easily. We all know how to cook veg. But I do need to get my griddle pan onto a nice high heat. Go for about a medium high. Right, pan is getting nice and hot. Got our chicken here, and I'm going to get these straight into the pan. You could do these in the oven, just use a frying pan, what you like. Now when you put them in the pan, you want to hear a sizzle. They'll probably take about 10-15 minutes each side. Leave them on one side so they go nice and charred, nice colour, and then flip them over. I had to open the back door, it's a bit smoky in here. Right, so about 3 to 4 minutes, these are going to be done. I'm going to switch off the heat. Again, we're going to save some energy because these cast iron pans hold the heat really well. So I can just turn it off and it's going to finish cooking in the residual heat. Right, so my carrots and swede are done. But don't turn off the heat, okay, because we're going to use this water to boil the cabbage. We might as well. I'm going to load that into my ricer. You can just mash it with a fork if you want. Right, so I've got my mash in there. Water's still boiling, get the cabbage straight in. And the cabbage won't take long to cook at all, like 5 minutes. Right, so let's finish off this mash. Look at the colour of that. Yeah, beautiful. Now usually I would add real butter to that, okay, but real butter is expensive. I haven't got any in, and like, Jesus Christ, the price of butter has gone through the roof. But what I'm going to use is this. Only cost £1. So it's still going to give us that nice buttery flavour, but at like a fraction of the cost. I'm going to go in with a nice lump like that, maybe a bit more. A bit of pepper, pinch of salt. I'm just going to give that a good old mix. That is the mash done. Cabbage is about probably a minute away from being done. Then we can plate up. Let's give this chicken a go. That is glorious. Tarragon works so well with chicken. You've got the nice chariness on there as well. It's just tangy, it's salty, it's just savoury. It's just really good. We all know what cabbage tastes like. Cabbagey. Make it. So there we have it. My cheapest chips tarragon chicken. Costs far less than a Mackey's or a Burger King or anything like that. And it's going to taste far better. Fresh ingredients, healthy, tasty. But listen, I'm going to go because my food is getting cold. But also after this, go and watch my how to butcher a chicken video, because in that I'll show you how to debone, deskin a chicken thigh. Well, cut up a whole chicken. Now if you enjoyed this video, do me a favour, like, share and subscribe. Send this to your family, send this to your friends, people that are going to be in need. Okay, we've all got to help each other. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Ta-ta for now. Yeah, we know.